Hello friends, welcome to QuickFlex Recap. In the hazy neon glow of a city that never seems to sleep, dumb Cobb drifts through memories that aren't entirely his own, haunted by echoes of a life torn apart. The film opens with an uneasy tension, the kind that sinks into your chest and refuses to let go. Cobb, played with brooding intensity, is not just a thief, he is an extractor, a master of the subconscious, breaking into dreams to steal secrets people guard even from themselves. Yet, this isn't a story about simple theft. It's a journey into layers of the mind, where perception and reality twist into each other like smoke in a storm. The stakes are personal and devastating. Cobb's own memories, especially of his late wife, Mal, threaten to destroy him, and with them, his chance at redemption. Right from the first sequence, the audience is plunged into a world that feels familiar, yet uncomfortably surreal. Cobb is on a mission in a crowded, rain-soaked cityscape, tasked with a high-risk extraction that teeters on the edge of impossibility. The heist begins in medias res, disorienting us alongside him, forcing viewers to question what is real and what is dream. The tension is cinematic in its purest form. Collapsing architecture, gravity-defying chase sequences, and the omnipresent undercurrent of Cobb's guilt. Each footstep, each blink, is meticulously designed to raise the stakes, making the audience feel the vertigo of a world where the rules are constantly shifting. We meet Arthur, Cobb's steadfast partner, who balances precision with patience, orchestrating the complex logistics of each dream layer. Ariadne, the brilliant young architect, is introduced as the one who will design the labyrinthine dreams that are central to Cobb's impossible mission. From the start, her curiosity mirrors the viewer's questioning Cobb's choices, challenging the moral implications of their work, and ultimately becoming a guide through the maze of subconscious dangers. The interactions between these characters are charged with tension, emotion, and hints of secrets yet to unfold. Each dialogue layered with subtext that foreshadows the intricate twists ahead. The inciting incident, the proposition that will drive the entire narrative, is laid bare with a tantalizing simplicity. Cobb is offered a chance to erase the legal barriers keeping him from returning to his children. But the price is the impossible and Inception. Unlike Extraction, Inception isn't about stealing a secret. It is about planting an idea so deep in a target's subconscious that they believe it to be their own. The target, Robert Fischer, heir to a vast corporate empire, is to be manipulated into dismantling his father's legacy. Cobb's desperation to complete this task isn't just professional, it's intensely personal. The stakes are life-altering, and the audience is immediately aware that failure will cost him everything. From here, the narrative tension escalates through a series of carefully constructed dreamscapes, each more elaborate and surreal than the last. The story blurs the line between reality and illusion, forcing the viewer to constantly reassess what is authentic. Cobb's inner demons, particularly the memory of Mal, manifest in ways that are both poetic and horrifying. She appears not just as a figment, but as a malevolent force, sabotaging the mission and threatening to consume him. Each encounter with Mal is layered with psychological intensity. Guilt and fear intertwine, leaving the audience breathless and unsettled. The emotional stakes are interwoven with the plot mechanics, making every twist not just a visual spectacle but a profound exploration of Cobb's psyche. Even the supporting characters are given depth and motivation that resonate beyond the mechanics of the heist. Eames, the charming and cunning forger, brings levity and unpredictability, constantly keeping both the team and the audience guessing. Yusuf, the chemist, introduces the science of dreams with a dangerous, elegantious sedatives, pushing the team into deeper, more volatile dream layers. Each character's skills are essential, yet their personal arcs are equally compelling. And Nolan ensures that as the audience becomes engrossed in the mechanics of Inception, they remain tethered to the human stories at the core. As the setup intensifies, the visual language of the film becomes a character in itself. Cities bend and fold upon themselves, hallways defy physics, and time stretches and compresses in ways that unsettle the senses. The audience is constantly asked to pay attention, to question what is on the surface and what lies beneath. Every frame is crafted to pull viewers deeper into the labyrinth, making them complicit in Cobb's dangerous game. This cinematic tension primes the audience for a journey where every choice, every hesitation, and every flicker of memory carries weight, and where the boundary between salvation and damnation is as fragile as a spinning top. By the time the first part of the story reaches its crescendo, The audience is fully immersed in a world of layered dreams, moral ambiguity, and psychological suspense. Cobb's quest is set. Navigate the treacherous terrain of the subconscious, plant an idea that can change a man's life, and confront the ghosts of his own past. Yet, questions linger. Can Cobb trust his own perception? Will the line between reality and dream collapse entirely? And perhaps most hauntingly, can he ever reconcile with the memory of Mal? Or will it doom him to a perpetual nightmare? The stage is set with cinematic precision. Players are in position. The heist's impossible mechanics are outlined, and the psychological stakes are at their peak. Each element is meticulously designed to grip the viewer, ensuring that when the narrative dives into its deeper layers, the tension will not only be maintained but amplified. The combination of character, complexity, moral ambiguity, and breathtaking visual spectacle ensures that the audience is not just watching a story. They are inhabiting it. The mission begins in earnest, with Cobb assembling a team whose skills are unmatched in the art of dream manipulation. Each member brings a specific expertise, essential for the multi-layered Inception. Arthur, the meticulous planner. Ariadne, the architectural genius, capable of constructing the impossible dreamscapes. Eames, the unpredictable forger who can impersonate identities within dreams. Yusef, the chemist who provides the potent sedatives necessary to stabilize the increasingly unstable dream worlds. And Saito, the client whose influence and resources make the entire operation feasible. From the outset, Nolan signals that this is no ordinary heist. Each layer of the plan is interdependent, like a house of cards balanced on the edge of a knife. The team first enters Fischer's subconscious in a rainy city environment, intended as a seemingly safe extraction of Fischer's mind. But this is only the first layer, a controlled illusion designed to gain Fischer as trust and establish the framework for planting the deeper idea. Ariadne quickly discovers Cobb's vulnerability, the persistent apparition of Mal, Cobb's deceased wife, who sabotages missions from within his subconscious. Mal's appearances are terrifyingly realistic, reflecting Cobb's unresolved grief and guilt, and she manifests as a barrier not just to the mission but to Cobb's own mental stability. Each encounter with her raises the tension, forcing the audience to confront the same unease and doubt as the team. Is Cobb reliable, or has his mind already begun to fracture under the weight of his memories? The mission progresses into the second layer, the hotel dream, where gravity and physics begin to bend in visually stunning sequences. Arthur leads this stage, ensuring the team navigates the unstable environment while managing Fischer's subconscious defenses. Here, the stakes escalate. Cobb's guilt over Mal becomes more intrusive, threatening to derail the mission entirely. The team is forced to improvise when Mal attacks, revealing that Cobb's unresolved emotions are as dangerous as Fischer's subconscious projections. Ariadne, sensing Cobb's mental instability, begins to challenge him, pushing him to confront his memories. Hedana, crucial narrative thread that ties Cobb's inner conflict to the external mission. Layer 3 introduces the Snowy Fortress, a militarized dreamscape that represents Fischer's innermost defenses. Eames shines in this environment, using his forging abilities to manipulate Fischer's perception and maintain the illusion necessary for Inception. The tension reaches a fever pitch as the team battles not just Fischer's projections, but the ticking clock imposed by the sedatives. Each layer of the dream operates at an accelerated timescale, meaning seconds in reality become hours or days within the subconscious. Nolan uses this to intensify suspense, showing that failure in one layer has cascading consequences for all others. Simultaneously, Cobb's personal stakes rise. Ariadne, increasingly aware of Mal's destructive influence, forces Cobb to confront the root of his guilt, the memory of how he convinced Mal to commit suicide within the dream world, believing it would free them both. This revelation is emotionally devastating, exposing Cobb's vulnerability and humanizing him even as he navigates the impossible mechanics of Inception. The audience is drawn into his torment, understanding that the psychological stakes are as high as the physical ones. The mission's climax within these layers is a series of meticulously timed sequences. Yusuf drives the van in the first layer, which in turn affects gravity and motion in the second layer hotel, while the team fights through Fischer's mental defenses in the third layer fortress. The choreography of action and psychological tension is staggering. Nolan's direction ensures that viewers feel every motion, every danger, and every emotional beat simultaneously. The complexity is dizzying, yet coherent, creating a cinematic experience that is as intellectually engaging as it is visually spectacular. In addition to the physical and temporal challenges, Cobb must face the ultimate confrontation with Mal within his own subconscious. She embodies his guilt, fears, and lingering attachment, becoming an unpredictable wild card that threatens to unravel the mission entirely. The narrative weaves together Cobb's personal redemption with the success of the Inception, emphasizing that the story is as much about emotional resolution as it is about intellectual intrigue. Ariadne's guidance allows Cobb to finally confront Mal, recognizing her as a projection of his guilt rather than a tangible threat. This catharsis is crucial, freeing him to focus on the mission while delivering one of the film's most emotionally charged sequences. Finally, the team reaches the deepest layer of Fischer's mind, the Inception itself. Here, they implant the idea that Fischer should break free from his father's shadow, a concept that feels organically his own, achieving the impossible goal of Inception. Nolan ensures that this moment is not just a plot point, but a thematic culmination. The manipulation of the mind requires precision, trust, and understanding, echoing Cobb's personal journey toward reconciling with his own subconscious. Each character's arc intersects at this point, from Arthur's methodical planning to Eames' ingenuity, and from Ariadne's moral guidance to Yusef's scientific expertise, illustrating the interconnectedness of their roles and the necessity of collaboration under extreme circumstances. The tension is relentless, sustained by the constant threat of dream collapse, Fischer's subconscious defenses, and Cobb's internal struggle. Time compression and the layering of realities create sequences where every movement, decision, and hesitation carries existential weight. Nolan's direction ensures that viewers are constantly on edge, fully immersed in a narrative that is both intellectually challenging and emotionally compelling. The result is a labyrinthine story that rewards attentive viewing, with twists and reveals that feel earned rather than arbitrary. As the second part closes, the audience is left on the precipice of the mission's most critical juncture. Fischer's mind has been successfully navigated, but the final layer, the confrontation with Cobb's own subconscious demon. Every action has consequences. Every moment of hesitation could unravel the intricate plan, and the boundary between reality and dream becomes increasingly tenuous. Viewers are left questioning not just what will happen next, but what is truly real, a suspenseful uncertainty that drives anticipation for the climactic confrontation. As the team descends into the deepest layers of the dream, the tension reaches an almost unbearable pitch. Time is fractured, gravity is fluid, and the dreamscapes themselves threaten to collapse under the weight of both Fischer's subconscious defenses and Cobb's unresolved guilt. In this third layer, the snowy fortress, every step is a gamble, and Nolan masterfully interweaves action, suspense, and psychological drama to keep the audience tethered to the narrative's emotional core. The fortress is a militarized maze, bristling with Fischer's mental projections designed to repel intruders. Bullets fly, explosions echo, and the team must navigate both external dangers and the internal ticking clock imposed by Yusef's sedatives, all while maintaining the delicate illusion necessary for Inception. Eames takes center stage here, his confidence and cunning becoming pivotal. Using his ability to impersonate identities within the dream, he manipulates Fischer's perception at critical moments, creating opportunities for the team to advance. His improvisation, however, is only half the battle. The deeper they go, the more unstable the dream becomes. Arthur and Ariadne coordinate with precision, aware that a single misstep could send all layers into chaotic freefall. Every action reverberates across the nested dreams. The van chase in the first layer amplifies the zero-gravity fight in the second, which in turn endangers the fortress in the third. The orchestration of these sequences is both thrilling and disorienting, a perfect mirror of the film's central theme, the fragility of perception. Meanwhile, Cobb's confrontation with Mal intensifies. She is no longer merely a memory. She is a violent, cunning force, threatening to undo everything. Ariadne insists that Cobb face the truth Mal as a projection, a manifestation of his guilt over convincing her to commit suicide in their shared dream world. This moment is emotionally devastating, blending heartbreak with terror. Cobb must finally accept that the past cannot be changed and that his attachment to Mal is endangering the present. The audience feels his torment, understanding that the success of the Inception is inseparable from Cobb's own redemption. This internal struggle runs parallel to the external mission, heightening suspense and reinforcing the story's emotional stakes. In the fortress, Fischer's subconscious resistance reaches its peak. His projections are relentless, and Nolan creates a pulse-pounding sequence where strategy, timing, and psychology collide. Arthur coordinates a synchronized assault on multiple fronts. Eames manipulates Fischer's perception, and Cobb is drawn deeper into the labyrinth of his own mind. Each character's arc reaches a critical juncture. Eames' ingenuity, Arthur's methodical precision, and Ariadne's moral guidance all converge to sustain the mission. Yusef's sedatives, carefully calculated to slow perception of time, become a literal countdown, making every second feel like an eternity. The narrative tension is compounded by the layers of reality collapsing upon each other, leaving the audience questioning what is real and what is dream. A hallmark of Nolan's storytelling, the film reaches a crucial emotional apex when Cobb finally confronts Mal directly. In a visually striking and psychologically charged sequence, Cobb acknowledges that the Mal he has been battling is a construct of his own guilt. The revelation is painful and cathartic, allowing him to let her go and refocus on the mission. This confrontation is not just personal closure, it is the key to ensuring the team's survival and the success of the Inception. Ariadne's insistence that Cobb face this truth underscores the narrative. Thematic core. Understanding and accepting one as subconscious fears is essential to navigating the complexities of both the mind and reality. With Cobb's internal conflict partially resolved, the team executes the final phase of the Inception. Fischer, now fully immersed in the deepest dream layer, experiences a series of carefully orchestrated emotional manipulations that plant the critical idea. He must dismantle his father's empire, believing it to be his own revelation. Eames' skillful impersonations, Arthur's strategic planning, and Ariadne's architectural genius converge seamlessly to make the Inception feel organic, ensuring the planted idea will flourish once Fischer awakens. Every step of this process is tense and precise, reflecting the high stakes and intricate planning required to manipulate the human subconscious successfully. However, the climax is far from simple. The line between dream and reality continues to blur, and the audience is constantly challenged to discern what is happening on which layer. Cobb risks being trapped in limbo, the deepest, most unstable dream level, a state from which return is nearly impossible. Nolan intensifies suspense by slowing time and layering perception, creating a dizzying experience where every decision could mean permanent entrapment. Ariadne serves as Cobb's anchor, guiding him through limbo, reminding both him and the audience that the mind is a labyrinth, but one that can be navigated with insight and courage. As Fischer's Inception reaches its emotional and psychological conclusion, the team races against both time and the collapsing dream structure. Explosions, gunfights, and surreal environmental distortions escalate in tandem, culminating in a high-stakes series of escapes across multiple dream levels. Nolan's choreography of action is remarkable. Gravity-defying fights, zero-gravity hotel sequences, and snow-covered fortress assaults all intersect, emphasizing the fragility of perception and the interconnectedness of every decision. The audience is left holding their breath, caught between awe at the spectacle and anxiety over the fate of the characters. Finally, Cobb reaches a personal resolution in limbo. He lets go of Mal, reclaiming his agency and allowing himself to focus on the mission's ultimate objective. This moment of emotional clarity mirrors the narrative's intellectual complexity. Only by confronting the deepest fears and desires of the subconscious can one navigate the impossible. The team regroups, and Fischer's idea, carefully planted, begins to take root, ensuring the mission's success. The film's tension peaks as the team navigates the final moments of each layered dream, culminating in synchronized awakenings across all levels. Even as the layers unravel, Nolan maintains ambiguity, keeping the audience questioning. Is Cobb truly back in reality, or is he still lost within the labyrinth of his subconscious? The spinning top, Cobb's totem, wobbles tantalizingly, refusing to provide a definitive answer. This deliberate uncertainty reinforces the central theme. The mind is a place where perception dictates reality, and absolute certainty is a rare commodity. By the end of Part 3, viewers are left on the edge, emotionally invested in Cobb's redemption, fascinated by the mechanics of Inception, and deeply engaged in the suspenseful unraveling of the layered narrative. The final sequences of Inception, bring both breathtaking spectacle and deeply personal resolution to a story that has challenged the boundaries of perception, time, and human emotion. Cobb, having confronted the destructive projection of Mal and reconciled with the guilt that has haunted him throughout the mission, finally emerges from limbo. The emotional stakes of his journey, the loss, grief, and longing that have driven his obsession are resolved in tandem with the successful completion of the Inception. Fischer, the target, awakens with the implanted idea fully integrated, believing it to be his own insight. The seed of change has taken root, achieving the impossible. The team has not only stolen a mind, but shaped it, leaving the audience in awe of the psychological intricacy behind Nolan's narrative. The reunion with Cobb's children is the emotional centerpiece of the film's conclusion. After months of separation, his return is a moment of pure cinematic catharsis. Nolan allows the audience a quiet pause amid the chaos of dreams and layered realities, letting Cobb's joy, relief, and overwhelming emotional release resonate fully. The scene is carefully framed to emphasize human connection over spectacle, reinforcing the idea that the heart of the story is not the mechanics of the heist, but the profound personal journey that drives it. For viewers, this closure delivers a sense of satisfaction that is both earned and emotionally resonant, a payoff that rewards investment in both the narrative and Cobb's character arc. Yet, true to Nolan's signature storytelling style, the ending retains an ambiguity that keeps viewers questioning long after the credits roll. The spinning top, Cobb's totem used to distinguish dream from reality, wobbles tantalizingly but does not definitively fall. This subtle visual cue leaves the audience in suspense. Has Cobb truly returned to the tangible world, or is he still immersed in the dreamscape he has meticulously navigated? The unresolved tension serves as a narrative flourish that elevates the story beyond a traditional heist or psychological thriller. It forces viewers to engage with the philosophical question of perception versus reality, prompting repeated viewings and endless discussion. Throughout the film, Nolan masterfully balances his concept science fiction with raw human emotion. The mechanics of multi-layered dreams, temporal distortion, and subconscious manipulation are grounded by the human stakes at the center of the story. Each character's, Arkartha's precision under pressure, Eam's charisma and ingenuity, Ariadne's moral courage, Yusef's scientific acumen, and Sato's determination is woven seamlessly into the narrative, demonstrating that even within the most elaborate intellectual construct, human emotion remains the ultimate driving force. Cobb's journey is a testament to the intertwining of personal redemption with professional genius, a duality that keeps the story compelling on both an intellectual and emotional level. From a cinematic perspective, Inception stands as a masterclass in visual storytelling. The folding cityscapes, zero-gravity hotel sequences, and snowbound fortress battles are more than just spectacle. They are extensions of the characters' externalizations of their inner conflicts. Nolan's use of practical effects and meticulous attention to detail ensures that every twist, every collapse of reality feels tangible. The audience is not merely watching a film, they are inhabiting a fully realized dream world, experiencing the same disorientation, urgency, and wonder as the characters themselves. This immersive quality is key to the film's enduring appeal and its ability to command repeated viewings. The emotional resonance of the story is amplified by Hans Zimmer's iconic score, a sonic landscape that mirrors the temporal distortions of the narrative. The music pulses, swells, and echoes in tandem with the story's climactic moments, heightening suspense and amplifying emotional impact. From the subtle motifs accompanying Cobb's guilt to the thunderous crescendos during dream collapses, the score is an inseparable part of the storytelling, reinforcing the stakes and immersing the viewer in the precarious tension of each layered reality. Ultimately, Inception is a film about the human mind, its power, its fragility, and the enduring need for closure and connection. Nolan challenges the audience to question not just what is real, but what matters. The reality of perception, the weight of guilt, and the redemptive power of letting go. Cobb's final moments with his children, coupled with the unresolved spinning top, offer both emotional fulfillment and intellectual intrigue, a combination that cements the film's status as a modern cinematic classic. This epic journey through dreams, guilt, love, and redemption has been brought to you by QuickFlex Recap. If you've been captivated by the twists, turns, and emotional depth of Inception, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with friends who love cinematic storytelling, and comment below with your own theories about the end and did Cobb wake up? Or is he still dreaming? Your insights make this community richer, and your engagement helps us bring more high-quality recaps to you. Every comment, like, and share ensures that we can continue diving deep into the films you love, exploring every twist, turn, and hidden detail. Thank you for joining us on this mind-bending journey through dreams within dreams. Remember, every story has layers waiting to be discovered, and at QuickFlex Recap, we peel back each one for you, keeping you on the edge of suspense and wonder. Until the next cinematic adventure, keep questioning reality, exploring the subconscious, and enjoying every twist along the way.